Who isn't playing around the MLS in his debut is the clutch man in the MLS right now. That is Lionel Messi.
Yep.
Lionel Messi went bold and in his debut already has amazing memories for Inter Miami fans. He scored a clutch goal. Clutch goal in the extra time period. One of the best moments I've seen in MLS history already. And it's just his first game. Oh my days, he had Serena Williams, LeBron James, Kim Kardashian, everybody watching, David Beckham crying because he saw someone bend it better than him. And it's now bended like Messi. It's not bended like Beckham. It's bended like Messi at Inter Miami. And that's what he's there to do in his first game.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there. On the same day that David Beckham debuted back in 2007 and changed the course of Major League Soccer, Lionel Messi also debuted on July, 21st. So it's really poetic that 16 years between the two, and that David Beckham has his hands in potentially both phases of Major League Soccer, because we will remember this, and I know I'm stealing this, and it's really not that original, but we will remember this as before Messi and after Messi in Major League Soccer in terms of growth, whether it's revenue, in terms of growth as in eyeballs, in terms of making this Major League Soccer and the product that Messi brings to the table available to more than 100 countries on the planet. There's exponential expectations to this with the lead up to all the different things coming with the 2026 World Cup being the feather in that cap. But I also don't want to sit here and get sucked into some conversation about the Saudi League versus MLS, because let's be honest, Alex, both of them can coexist with completely different thoughts in mind.
Yes, completely. But the impact of Messi in Inter Miami hadn't won a game in 2 months. Okay, there were League Cup games, MLS games, and the variable is clear. The substitution is clear. Lionel Messi coming on and Busquets coming on. That's the change, and they beat Cruz Azul. With that impact of Messi. That is unbelievable. And even Inter Miami right now on IG, on Instagram, they have more followers than Internacional de Milan. How is that possible? Inter Miami in such a short period of time.
And like all but 2 NFL teams, which is just insane for a sport that is still growing and will never, in probably in the next 20 years, if longer than that, ever rival the NFL or even the NBA in terms of popularity, but Messi's going to get them pretty close to there.
In the United States, because worldwide, the difference is clear.
Exactly. There are more than one ways to a pathway to growth, that's for dang sure. Exactly. But the one thing, you got to give a little love to Sergio Busquets, who doesn't get all the plaudits, but also was probably one of the reasons why Inter Miami didn't go down 5-0, because he actually started quarterbacking some really nice attacking moves against Cruz Azul, who is also not very good to start this season. But listen, one of the coolest things that I plucked out of all this was not just Lionel Messi running over to his family afterwards, which is exactly what he wants. That's exactly what he's at Miami for, okay? It was more so him coming off the field, coming on the field and making his debut, and giving a quick little hug to Benja Kramaski, who is the crown right now of Inter Miami's academy, okay, who is also part of the Argentine youth setup, although we're hoping we can bring him back to the good side, bring him back to the American youth side. But seeing that was incredibly poetic to me, because that's what I want this to be. This is all about building infrastructure, building a MLS that can foster the growth of American soccer for years and years and years to come, not just one fleeting moment. That is not a knock against Saudi Arabia per se. It's just a different tactic and a different way to get there. Lionel Messi will do more. I mean, watching my 3-year-old kid watch the screen this morning and having me put that highlight on repeat, knowing what Inter Miami is because he's been to the Union games.
Yes,
it is so amazing to me that is where we're at right now.
And you'll be watching Messi You'll be watching Messi live, but Philadelphia Union against Inter Miami, that is mad. But I do believe that there's a difference between both leagues, but we'll talk more about the Saudi league in the future. And watch episode 115 if you want to see that talk. But mentioning Inter Miami, I think it's great in terms of marketing for the league, for the country, because US will be hosting the FIFA Club World Cup in 2025. You guys are going to be hosting the Copa America joint. Okay, that's insane. And you're going to be hosting the World Cup in 2026. That's going to be massive. Everybody's going to be going to the States. It's going to be amazing. And Lionel Messi is now beginning that hype towards getting that. Make a crescendo towards that. And that is beautiful to see. And he is a happy man doing so. Because Inter Miami convinced Lionel Messi because he loves Miami and he loves a project that he sees playing on the same team with Busquets, with Suarez, with Iniesta, with Jordi Alba. I believe all these players will be at Inter Miami in the next year. And that is beautiful, beautiful to see. But in terms of sporting expectations, I do not know in the FIFA Club World Cup if this is a team to win it. But definitely to create an impact, it's beautiful to see. And I do believe they'll be one of the teams involved in the tournament. So I like it. I love it. I'm going to be watching it.
They got a lot of growing to do. And if people don't know what this tournament is that he just debuted in, it's Leagues Cup, which is essentially just a World Cup that first year in existence between all of the clubs in Liga MX and all of the clubs in MLS. So Mexico versus the USA and Canada. And they fight it out, duke it out. They shut down the league for a whole month. And they fight it out and see who's the winner. And that's really, really interesting because it gives him kind of a lesser pressure environment to kind of get involved in things with Messi. But what I care most about when it comes down to this and the future of this is more so who we're attracting to the league. Busquets makes sense. Jordi Alba, that makes sense. Great. But I care more about the Facundo Farias. I care more about the Diego Gomez's. I care more about the young Americans that get promoted, like Noah Allen, who played in defense for them, and Benja Kramaski, and whether or not they can soak in as much of this as possible. And you're creating a bigger stage that they have to perform in that will likely not rival the Champions League, UEFA Champions League, in a very, very long time, but will get us closer to dealing with that type of stage. And Liga MX also makes out in a really, really good way for this too, because more eyeballs will be on that as well. And that already is one of the most popular leagues attendance-wise on the planet. They don't get enough credit for it, right?
I agree.
So it is so interesting to me where this can go. But one thing is for sure, that they're doing it not with a mind to just blow up all of the spending in the league, but instead to build, it's part of the incremental process. And you got to remember, Leo Messi, bringing him to MLS was a 4-year process.
Yes.
With so many, dips and dives and turns and whatnot. And they masterfully executed, giving Messi space to live his life, to make his decisions, to pounce on the opportunities, and not pressure him into this. Exactly. He mentioned he wanted to play in the United States, and they're providing him the opportunity, even if it isn't the perfect one right now. They're a crappy team.
Well,
as it stands.
But
they will improve.
Exactly. But I get you. And I like the show with Liga Mexicana because the players in Mexico do earn a very good salary. I know players that leave Portugal, Primera Liga, to go to the Mexican League. There's a big example with Steven Eustáquio that he did return now, and he's playing for Porto back in the Primera Liga. But he went to Club America because he saw it as a really good market, a market that loves football, and a team with great history that Club America has. But great shout out that you did there. But people, tell us down below your reactions to Lionel Messi's goal. What was your emotions, and what are your expectations for the MLS 2 in the future? Like this video for more videos just like this.